Hi, Chris. It's really nice to see you.
Hi, Dan. It's a pleasure. I'm coming live from Explorer One, just about to come into Victoria, Canada.
Yeah, and again, the internet connection is really great, which is always a worry when you're on board ships, but it's nice to see you in person almost.
Yes.
I've had a lot of these conversations with a lot of cruise line executives. I'm really excited for this one because this is the first one that I'm able to talk about the design of cruise ships, which I know is something I always like to hear about, and a lot of the travel advisors like to hear about as well. I was hoping you could share some insights into how the design plays a pivotal role in shaping sort of overall guest experience within hospitality and on cruise ships.
No, absolutely, Dan. And I'd just like to say hello to everybody that is affording time to tune in to listen to you and myself, Dan. I always say the gift of time is one of the most important luxuries in life. And yes, the
Yeah.
internet here at Explorer Journeys on Explorer One is incredible. Here we are live streaming via Zoom. And as I said earlier, it's great to see you. So to the question, obviously, design really for our brand, and I think for a number of brands in the hospitality sector, really does play, I think, an important role. You know, luxury spaces are not just about indulgence; they're carefully crafted, actually, environments. That sort of uh, help us prioritize maybe our mental and emotional needs. You know, the psychology behind luxury design is rooted in creating experiences that evoke joy, comfort, and fulfillment. And one aspect of luxury design that significantly influences our state of mind is the sense of privilege it offers that instills a sense of accomplishment, thus creating a positive impact on our overall well-being. And I think you know, to me, I have a design aesthetic. You know, personally, I like a certain type of design, but I think it really makes a home away from home, and there's a high degree of comfort. You connect with a space that is designed and appeals far more to you. And I think in my career, Dan, there were a couple of examples I'd actually like to share, and then I'll talk a little bit just about Explorer Journeys as well. I remember being at Starwood Hotels and Resorts. Maybe many of the people listening remember when I was there, and we developed W Hotels. And you know, W became a global phenomena, and perhaps why? Because actually it was a cool hotel. It was had a very clear design aesthetic, and it connected with a younger demographic. And I think there's always been a lot of boutique hotels in the industry, but I think now there are certain brands that really lean into design. Edition, for example, I think
Yeah.
is a great brand that again really offers a unique sort of experience with a new generation of luxury travelers finding that appealing. One Hotels, I think, is another example where they're really leaning into the sort of the pillar, I guess, of nature, and designing spaces that sort of bring the outdoors in, and again creating that sort of joyful experience there. For us, Dan, at Explorer Journeys, we're really creating a connection between our guests and the sea, and it's central to really Explorer Journeys design philosophy. We've collaborated with top architects, studios, design furnishing brands to meticulously curate every single corner of the ship. And why did we do that? Of course, with the vision, the dream, we became the passion project of our family owners and all of us as a team here. But we did survey over 20,000 travelers. And those travelers were all affluent. They were all lovers of the ocean, many of them. A few weren't. A few were luxury land lovers, as we love to say. And they actually told us that design was important and that they wanted a ship that was sort of yacht inspired. So we went to Martin Francis, the world's #1 super yacht maritime architect, and Fincantieri to design and build our ships. And the result is a yacht that, a ship that really is inspired by a yacht. Many even saying she's a sexy ship. She's got stunning lines, of course, our beautiful navy blue hull, the red waterline, gold accents. Even the funnel stack was a passion project, I know, of our family owners. And the interior design evokes the atmosphere of a cosmopolitan boutique hotel. So through design, we were really able to lean into that and change what is a traditional classic cruise ship into that luxury boutique hotel. And actually, whether it's from the design of the lobby bar, our other bars and lounges, to the homes at sea, our beautiful suites, the design of our ships are supporting, new to ocean guests choosing our brands, seeing that we're more like a hotel, connecting with those new to cruise guests is obviously very important to us. Many of those guests say, wow, they love the ship, they love the design because it has a calming effect, it's harmonious, there's continuity throughout the entire ship. The color palette, the tones, the materials, the curves, ambient lighting, obviously really creating a restful design and style. And actually, just to wrap my answer, my response up with you, Dan, I'll quote our owner, Madam Alexa, and to quote her, she said, "We always had in mind the atmosphere of a private yacht, creating relaxing experiences that you can only have if you are on your own private yacht, your floating home, driven through design." So I think really very important now, I think across not only Explorer Journeys, but many brands, as I sort of just shared with you, Dan.
Yeah, it is. It is incredible. I've been fortunate enough to be able to stay in a couple of W hotels, like you mentioned, and you know what you're getting when you visit those properties, simply because the standards they've raised their design to, and like you mentioned, how congruent it is across their hotels and things like that. And I imagine it's the same with Explorer too. So it really is interesting to hear how important design is to a cruise company like Explorer. And I know travel advisors who have clients who are very loyal to certain brands. They might not say design the word, but design is what's driving that loyalty too.
Correct.
So,
I completely agree with you, and I think whether people call it out as their number one criteria, maybe not, but it's high up on the list. I talk to so many people that say actually if they weren't in their job, they'd be an interior designer.
yeah.
It's interesting how we have such a passion for our environment that we're putting ourselves in, and of course, when people are paying money, then I think it is even a more important criteria that they want to connect with the
Yeah.
environment they're in and feel that calming, restful state as well, allowing them to recharge and just relax and enjoy.
Yeah. I think the word connect is important. I think advisors understand what that means. I'm curious, Chris. I know luxury brands play a part in this as well, or outside of your own luxury brand. I'm curious if you could share a little bit about how luxury brands have their role in design and have partnered with cruise ship companies.
Yeah, great question. Actually, we're partnered with some significant European brands in developing, our beautiful product and European brands because obviously we are a European brand. Explora Journeys is part of the MSC Group. We're headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, so we have that gold thread of Swiss luxury running through the brand. Our suites are furnished with some of the best of Italian and European design furnishings on our beautiful terraces, the largest in our category. We have a beautiful day bed facing straight out to the ocean, the beautiful vista, and that's by Maltini and Co. On Explorer 2, we're going to have a wonderful new partnership, which has just been announced actually at the design event fair in Milan this week. It's a partnership where working with a company actually called Unipu. They will be supplying their Davos collection of furnishings, and they will actually be furnishing the entire outdoor area called the Helios Pool, and that's an adult-only pool area actually for our guests. And the Davos collection was designed by a gentleman called Matteo Nunziati, very distinctive in style. And we're looking forward to obviously delivering a really plush, ultra comfortable location for our guests to relax, and really the deep blues. It sort of evokes the ocean with the color palette, and I think it's going to really be a beautiful space. But we have other partnerships, Dan, actually, which we lean into. Our partnerships have certainly gone beyond just furnishing designers. We have a wonderful partnership with a number of Swiss retail brands, including Panerai, Cartier, Piaget, and of course Rolex. So we have many many guests actually enjoying some wonderful purchases with those partnerships. What they do for us, though, they actually enhance, obviously, the guest experience on board, but they anchor our brand as being a European brand. And, you know, whether we have partnerships with Dyson, which is a hairdryer, for example, every single suite has the Dyson hairdryer, and many other ladies, maybe a few of the guys, Dan, do enjoy that. But I think it's a great brand. An association of the brands obviously enhances that guest experience and makes the product more desirable, maybe more unique as well.
Yeah.
But I think those partnerships are certainly key.
Yeah, and I know we're running out of time, Chris, but I have one more design question that I just want to ask you before we
Yeah.
wrap up here, because I know this is going to be this is a topic now, and it's going to be an increasingly important topic for the cruise industry in the future. I'm curious when it comes to sustainability. How does thinking of cruise ship design tie into sustainability?
Yeah, no, it's a very important question, and I think great that you've squeezed this one in. You know, when we surveyed our 20,000 guests, they did say, "I want a ship inspired by a yacht, driven by design." Design to them was in two elements: the interior design, which we've spoken to, but also the design of the ship, because we must protect the oceans of our world for the next generation. So our ship is very much a environmentally forward design ship. For example, we have ship-to-shore power actually, and we were one of the first ships actually arriving in Los Angeles earlier this week, and we plugged into the grid there. When we actually launch Explorer 3, 4, 5, and 6, we're actually going to be shifting to LNG power as well. So that's going to help our carbon emissions. We obviously will make the energy and a portion of the energy at least to operate, and that'll be stored in battery packs. We'll actually be increasing the size of the ship for that only by 19 meters, but that'll give us wonderful space to actually enhance our ocean residences and of course create a few larger public spaces. So there's a guest benefit of that, but always we must be focused on protecting the oceans of our world, you know, whether we're using specific paints, whether it's waste management programs, treatments, etc. But a very important element, obviously, for us. We just need a few of the ports to accelerate, Dan, and allow us to maximize that ship-to-shore power.
Yeah, I think here in Brooklyn, in New York, they've converted the airport. So if you ever want to bring Explorer here, they'll be more than welcoming. But
That's a
Chris,
nice
thank you.
invitation.
Yeah, thank you so much for the time and talking to me about design. Again, it's something I haven't done before. So really excited to have you talk about it, and really excited to share it with the audience too.
Thank you. And thanks to everybody listening. And we look forward to welcoming your clients to their new home at sea.